All right, guys. So what we're doing for this week is we're going to be selling the US dollar. US dollar is coming back down. Looking for it to break 104.0 back down to 103. And then we will see how much more further it drives the price back down for the US dollar. So we are selling the US dollar for this week. Let's take a look. I know we got some big news for this week. A lot of heavy impact here. So don't forget that this Friday is NFP, non-farm payroll. We also have on Wednesday that Federal Chair Powell is testifying. So he's going to be talking a lot about what they plan on doing for the Federal Reserve, the U.S. economy. Basically, we'll see how his speech is going to go. So we will be focusing on the Bank of Canada's rate statement. So CAD news. Oh, Fed Powell. Okay, so Fed Powell will be testifying Tuesday at 9 in the morning here. It'll be 10 a.m. Eastern time for those on the East Coast. So that is going to be a big start. So I expect this week to be really, really volatile. So a lot of big news here. All right. Indices. We're buying indices, buying US 30, looking for US 30 to break 34,000, and then we'll see if it even breaks above 34,000. There's a lot of resistance at 34,000 for US 30. S&P, buying S&P 500 here, looking for S&P to hit 4,100 to 4,200, and then we'll see if it goes anything further than that. So 4,200 would be the big major move here. Buying NASDAQ, looking for NASDAQ to break resistance at the 13,000 price. So we'll see if it breaks 13,000, doesn't break 13,000, probably end up, hitting here at 12,700. Buying gold, looking for gold to break 1875 to 1880 to 1900. And we will see if it breaks to hit 1900 from there. Selling UJ, we're selling USD/JPY back to 135 to 134. That's as low as I'm willing to go. Buying euro, looking for euro to break 107 back to 108. Let's see here. Selling euro British pound, looking for euro British pound to hit back to 87. And then we'll see if it breaks 87 down lower back to 86. The pound, buying the pound, looking for the pound to hit 121 to 122. There is a lot of consolidation at this price zone at the 120 mark. So maybe the pound might not even do a whole lot for this week. U-Swiss, selling U-Swiss, looking for U-Swiss to come back down to 93 to 92. Selling UCAD, looking for UCAD to come down to 135 to 134. Okay, buying Australia and New Zealand dollar, looking for the Australian dollar to hit 68 to 69, and then buying New Zealand dollar to hit 63 to 64. Other than that, just be prepared. This is going to be a really volatile week. A lot of heavy impact news. NFP is this Friday. Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve is going to be testifying on Tuesday and Wednesday. So, any questions? I will see you guys in the chat group. Peace out, guys. All right, guys. So let's talk about crypto here. So we are buying crypto, looking for crypto to come back up, looking for Bitcoin to come back up to close to 23,000 to see where it's going to go from there. There's support price at the 22.4. So looking for a move back up to retest the 23,000 price mark and then see if it goes anything further above 23,000 for Bitcoin. Buying Ethereum, waiting for Ethereum to come back to 1,600, and then we'll see if it breaks anything to go above 1,600. At any point, signals can change. So if there's a lot of consolidation, we just can't go off of too much of what we plan on doing. So there could be consolidation throughout this whole week as well. Litecoin, buying Litecoin, looking for Litecoin to hit 92 and 96 dollars. We'll see if it breaks the barrier here for 92 back to 96. Shiba here, looking for it to come back up to the 0.00012 price mark here. And that's all I'll be looking at. It is still trickling back down, so this could be a very tricky pair to work on. Most pairs are already starting to trickle themselves back down anyways. But I do have a buy just for a retracement for today. Dogecoin, buying Dogecoin, looking for Dogecoin to hit 8 cents. And then we will see where it goes from there. Tezos, buying Tezos, looking for Tezos to hit $1.20, and then we'll see if it breaks $1.20 to go even sustain itself back up to 130. Ripple. So Ripple's actually going down pretty good. So this could be a game changer here. I did not send out any signals for Ripple, but usually if I'm selling one crypto, I'm selling all of them. But we are buying this, so looking for it to hit 38 cents, but it is going back down significantly here. So don't get too caught up on Ripple here. NEO, buying NEO for $13, and then we'll see if it breaks 13 to go above back to 14. Dash, another coin that is going back down as well. Be only looking for it to hit 68 back to 70. Major resistance is seen at the 74 price mark. Solana, buying Solana, looking for $22 to $23. And then we'll see if it even goes back up to 26. Buying Zcash, looking for Zcash to maneuver itself back up to 40. And maybe $42, but 40 is as high as I want to go. Crypto has, most of them are trying to retrace back up. Some are already in the hole going back down. So other than that, I'll see you guys in the chat group. Peace. All right, sure. I'm gonna go ahead and just record, and I'm gonna try and go in depth here and try to get a feel for where you're going with this. So I'm on the SP 500 on TradingView.com here. Now this is the SP 500 CFD on the 1 day. So based on this right now, you can see that it's losing steam, right? It's coming down back to 4,050 here. So I'm assuming that this is probably pretty close to what the same price we're looking at closing in on a day here. New York session is about to close here in like 20 minutes. So let's see here. So let's go back to the 4 hour. I'm gonna go to the 4 hour chart here. So coming back down, I would look for a move back down to 4,040. So 40. Okay, so now I'm gonna hop down to the 5-minute time frame now. Now this is gonna be, I don't really scalp them. I don't really scalp in indices, especially at a really low time frame like this. But you can see, well, what I'm gonna highlight here is what you saw this morning, right? Triple, right? The triple crown. That's what I usually call it, the triple crown or triple top, right? 1, 2, and on the third move, it broke this support here, significantly drawing itself even further, right? And so that's a massive breakout on the 5-minute chart here for the S&P 500. Now, the question is, right? Now the question is, when does it retrace, right? So we're coming into the last hour New York sessions. So let's just break this down, right? So I want to see. I just want to be able to break this down for you. I just want to break this down for you to really understand this. So in the total 8-hour session of New York sessions, right, from my time, which is 7 in the morning, all the way till closing in at 3 p.m., right? So because 4 p.m. is when the new session or the new day starts. So coming in and on here, I wouldn't be able to highlight this, right? So we were talking about a full 8-hour session. So this is 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, noon, 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 8 a.m. Okay. So from the start, which is right around here, okay, pinpoint, okay, pinpoint, we have a line here, okay, and then we already know what the top resistance is. So best time to get in was right before lunchtime. So right before lunchtime, which is around, 10, me personally around 10 o'clock is when I see something like this, I would place a massive sell, So it was retesting not just once or twice, this looked good enough to sell, right? To keep going. But that's probably where people got faked out a lot. And especially on a small time frame like this, you're gonna get faked out quite a bit, especially when it comes to scalping in and out. So you want multiple confirmations. I'm not a fan of scalping on the indices like this. Oh shoot, what did I do? My bad. Okay, I'm not a fan of scalping based on these time frames. I like to just go off the 1 hour if I really want to like hold on the trades for a bit. So if we were to highlight this, okay, this is the last hour candle here. It's about to close out. This is this candle. This is on the 1 hour. So I'm just hopping up here on a higher time frame. This is the 2 o'clock candle, 1 o'clock, noon, and 11. So at 11 o'clock, everything changed out. But at 10 o'clock, this candle was already creating that first resistance, right? So those doji candles, like we call it the spinning top or the spinning bottom. Okay. That's another me personally, obviously, I like to look at something like this because this was 1, 2, and then 3, right? And on this candle ended up being a really strong bearish engulfing candle and going back down, right? So at the price of close to 40.80, right? It went all the way down to the wick of 40, 45, somewhere around there. And now it's sitting at 40.50. So it's a big, it's a big move where you can make a lot of money, right? You probably would have made more than $200 if you were to hold the sell, from 11 o'clock. And I'm based off of my time, right? So for you, it'd be 9 in the morning until noon, right? So from 9 till noon, that's a 3-hour window of holding that trade, and you probably be making, I don't know, $1,000 to $2,000 in profit based on your position that you're trading, probably more. So I just want to make it a little bit more clear and precise for you here, because by going back to the 5-minute chart, and you like to use the 5-minute and the 10-minute window, I can't. For us to use a 10-minute window on TradingView, it doesn't justify because I'm trading on MT4. So I'm on MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. We don't have a 10-minute time frame. So we would have to hop up to the 15-minute time frame. Right? So even at the 15-minute time frame for SP 500, there's a lot of resistance here already. It already broke this support price on the second bearish candle. And it kept going. Found support at 40, 45. Almost came down here. I mean, that would be my end target, the third target, right? So I always have 3 mental targets that I shoot for, especially when there's a massive move going down or going up, right? Breakouts are pretty key components to pay attention to this. So I know this is a long video. I just want you to really dive in and understand the confirmation bias, especially when you go down to even the 3-minute or the 1-minute. It gets crazy because when there's massive movements, then now you might end up being all over the place looking at what you want to buy or sell, right? And so, just like I said, don't get too caught up. I would suggest working a little bit higher time frame so that you can build your patience along the way to hold out these trades, unless you really want to just strictly stay on that 5-minute time frame or the 5-minute window and focus on that. And so that's all I was trying to understand, where your confirmation bias was coming from. Because if you were to enter a trade, right, it was like based on your chart that you said, you were to enter a trade, you know, I believe you made money on this first bearish movement going down, and then going back up, same resistance, went back down even further, and then did third pullback, right? So from there, you know, you're looking at, oh, well, the trend's going to continue going up. I'm assuming that you probably drew a channel for this. That's what I'm assuming. And you're following this, right? But if you drew this channel is broken in on the second candle. Notice that the second candle came out, and then they just kept flushing all the way down. So you can't go wrong if you were to use the channels, but I don't know if you were using the channels anyways. Channel in on that parallel on the trend. And then it broke the 5-minute uptrend, going back to the bearish downtrend. So hope this video makes sense. If not, feel free to like I said, feel free to submit some more of your charts and we can go from there. And that, peace out.